Very good evening. I'd like to call the order of the proposed DC Capital Financial District board meeting. Today is Thursday, October 27th, 2022. Time is 6:04 p.m. South Canyon, Netherlands, City of Battlefield. For that intent is to call to order in terms of a form to present, a form to present. Second on the agenda will be E6 comments. So, in terms of comments, we have this present. So, and then this will be an item that we will take a vote on. Third item is the consent agenda. Then it is for the Franklin Corner Convention District meeting August 25th, 2022. Do I have a motion to accept this minutes?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. Member Hoffman has made the motion. Do I have a second? Okay. Member Evans has made a second. Any discussion on this item? Any discussion on this item? Okay, no discussion. All in favor? Next on the agenda is new business. First is the introduction of our new crime control board members. We have two new members here, three new members, of which two are present. We have member Valerie and Nina. Welcome to and we have a member Scott. So also have a new member on Freedom, fortunately, we cannot attend this evening's meeting. We have a couple housekeeping items yet to take care of first. That's correct. Okay. You have a mic on?
They should be on.
Yeah, I don't have a mic.
Oh, I'll get you one right now.
I hope I'm.
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, there we go. Chief, are we okay?
Good.
Okay, Chief, can you go ahead and make your comments that you're making, please?
So I was just going to add that one of the other board members that's not present is Miss Patsy Martin.
Oh, and Miss Patsy Martin. Yes, she's one more year left, I believe. So
That is correct.
for Miss Martin. So thank you, Chief. So one thing I'll say is real quick here for our new members, we need to use the mics so it does any audience is able to hear us. And so the mics are just easy. You just push it to talk, and then when you're done, you push it again and it turns it off. Green light on means that everybody can hear you. So, okay, thank you. Okay, so the item number 4.2, election of officers. We have three officers to elect tonight. We have the president, vice president, and secretary. The previous president for last year, I served as the president. The vice president was Patsy Martin, and then the secretary was Chance Kaufman for last year. So first thing, I'm gonna put this out, and we can start any which way. If somebody has a position that they would like to volunteer for, please feel free to speak out now. I'm just going to open it up to the board to see if anybody would like to volunteer for a position.
I'll take secretary this year.
Secretary, okay. So we have, so Rich, you said secretary?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Rich Evans as secretary. Do we have anybody that would like to do president and or vice president? And if, go ahead.
I'll do vice president.
Vice president, okay. Chance Kaufman. For vice president. Anybody for president? I will throw out there, if nobody wants it, I will gladly do it again.
We were gonna nominate you.
Okay. 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 So president. That'd be John Squire. Now, if the board member is okay, I'm going to go ahead. Is there anybody else that, I mean, we have a slot, anybody? Okay. If the board's okay with this, I'm going to go ahead and throw the slate out there for one vote. The vote will be for President John Squire, for Vice President Chance Kaufman, and for Secretary Rich Evans. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Mr. Evans, correction, member Evans has made a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a second by member Kaufman. All in favor? Or correction, I'm sorry, any discussion on this? No discussion? Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. All right, it is unanimous. Thank you. All right. Next on the agenda is present and review our fourth quarter expenditures and disbursements. Chief?
Board members, thank you for being present. Thank you for serving on the CCPD. So obviously we didn't have a meeting back September because of a clerical issue. And so we were able to have it for tonight. So real quick, I provided everybody the unclipped stack of papers. Is the first part of it are the expenditures that we've had, or as far as the items, the line items, the amounts that are in each line item. The only thing that I wanted to point out, if you look at it, on that very first page, if you go down on the left side, it's 8115 and 8116. There is a line item on there that 22,000. That's for future purchases of radios. That 33,000 just to the right of that 33,384. That was misplaced in the wrong line item. That should be going in the next one below the 8116. So it'll change that figure. Instead of us being over budget by 51%, it'll drop it down to whatever the percentage is. So we're only budget like $3,000. Well, the 3384 is what we're over budget on that. And the explanation on that is, and you'll see that on later on some of the other in the checks or the invoices, that is for the P25 radio upgrade for all of our portables and all the radio system that we were pretty much mandated to jump on. So,
Chief, may I ask, how did this get misallocated?
So in reality, on my spreadsheet, which was developed by my predecessors on my desktop, it doesn't contain all these line items.
Okay.
So I coded it. It was my fault when I coded it on the 8115. And so I submitted it that way to finance, and that's the way they logged it in. And I caught it earlier when I said, well, that's on the wrong line item.
Okay.
And it's what it is. I'm not familiar with Excel. Like,
Okay.
so, I mean, I know how to use it. I just don't know how to do the formula stuff. And so I need to go in there and fix that, where I can add these separate line items that don't appear on my desktop.
Okay, gotcha.
And so,
But this is properly accounted for. Is that
it is
explained?
properly accounted for. Like I said, you'll see the invoices further back, the Daily Wells Communications. There's going to be, it's that one staple packet, and that's going to have the 3 invoices for the total amount of that 33,384.
Mhm.
So yes, it's accounted for. It's just misplaced in the wrong line item.
Okay.
And the same holds true for, if you go down a little bit further, actually go to the third page, the October one. And that one's going to show the same thing on the 8120 and 8121 for video equipment future and video equipment purchase. That is the WatchGuard body cams. And that 2593 is the quarterly assessment for the body cam lease purchase. And that one should also fall into the one right below it, that 9146.
So that 9146 should technically be about what, 11.6 or so?
11, 12,
11.7?
it's 12, something like that.
12, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Other than that, a little bit further down on there on the community programs, it's showing the 1676.80,
Can you give us, what's the account number?
9024.
Okay.
So this one is not reflecting the current amount in there. It should be less than that. And you'll see the invoice as well. The crime control, we purchased McGruff, the crime dog,
Mhm.
out of community programs.
Mhm.
And so the check is still floating out there. It has not.
Not
has
cleared.
Gone through.
Okay, that sounds fine. Good looking dog, a crime gruff running around the other day. So,
So yesterday it was used again at Jackson Keller Elementary. They had Red Ribbon Week
Mhm.
and it was a success out there as well. I mean, the
Wonderful.
kids are just
Cool.
wonderful. Now once these corrections are made, can we put the request in that we can receive the updated sheets on this?
absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay, if you can pass it out to the committee, please. Chief, do you have anything more?
That is it on that one. That was the important one. If you have any questions on the current sales tax collection history, that's the horizontal page, a couple of pages back.
Mhm.
Basically, if you look at it right now, we're in line. We're actually a little ahead on the projected or the collected sales tax in comparison to last year, same month. Right now we're at 31. Last year we were at 26.
Yeah.
And that trend is pretty much the same over the last couple of months.
Okay.
Past that is just going to be the invoices of the expenditures that I've explained. Daily Wells Communications, the National Night Out, that was for the event that we just had. The community programs, that's for all the stuff that we gave out, all little freebie stuff that we handed out during National Night Out.
Mhm.
And then the last one is, the Billy Bouncers, that was that inflatable castle, whatever you call it.
Mhm.
And the last one is at Robotronics, which is going to be the McGruff.
Okay.
So all of that came out of the community programs.
Okay.
Other than that, that's it. That's all I have on the expenditures.
Okay. Thank you, Chief. Does any member here have any questions or anything they'd like to discuss with the chief on this?
Chief, I think Castle Hills Elementary moved their bicycle rodeo to the spring. Were you aware of that?
I was not. In fact, the Castle Hills Police Association is also, they were thinking it was going to be here in the next month or so
Okay.
because they're looking at whether they're participating in that No Shave November. So they're going to use those funds to purchase bikes.
Okay.
For those that need.
I can double check, but I'm pretty sure they moved it to the spring. I don't know about Jackson Keller.
We've never participated in the one at Jackson Keller. We just only
Okay.
done the one here across the
Okay.
street.
Okay. I'll find out.
Thank you, Rich. Any questions from our new members? Okay. Chief, I just want to make sure it's appropriate to say, is the information that you do provide us as elected members, this is for our purview, and that we do keep this under our own purview. If somebody else would like to review this information, they have to go through our open records request. Is that correct?
That is correct. As long as they follow that, they're also entitled to request
Okay,
whatever they request.
wonderful. Okay, thank you, Chief. Appreciate your clarification on that. Just wanted to make
Sure.
sure we all understand the responsibilities that we have here. So,
And real quick, I'm open for suggestions on trying to figure out how to, I request the financials, but it takes a little bit to get them. But I finally get them, but I wish there was a way that I could get them a little sooner so I could get them to you at the same time that I disperse the agendas like on Fridays.
mhm.
And I don't know of another way to do it. Where I'm not using so much paper as well. You know?
I'd prefer them electronically ahead of time, if at all possible, of course.
Okay,
And
so I'll keep trying. I need to probably just request the financials a couple of weeks ahead of time.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that. Okay, one more time, any other questions in regards to this agenda item? All right, good. Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next item on the agenda, announcements, discussion and possible action on scheduling the next meeting date. Chief, do you have any suggestions?
So my suggestion initially was going to be that typically around this time, we don't schedule another meeting until early spring, like February-ish. However, because of that line item, those two line items, or that one line item that for the $3,300, we're going to have a budget amendment. And I'm watching, making sure that we're not going over on any of the line items, but that's the only one that's gone over. So we'll have to convene again to have a budget amendment. If it's just that one line item or one agenda item,
Mhm.
it'll take all of 10 minutes maybe.
Mhm.
And so that y'all approve or disapprove a budget amendment.
Okay.
Now it'll have to be the first week of December, obviously, because it has to go before council the following Tuesday.
Okay.
Does council have? The council will have a meeting.
Yes, I think those are back in place. I think that was done away with in the last year or two.
Can
Where
we
they were
be,
not having meetings on December.
would it be possible to address this the second week of November?
So we can, the only thing is, I mean, we'd have to just, I would have to be real careful not to go over on anything else. And it doesn't look like it. Everything else is way under budget. It's just that one particular line item that, because of the radios, it was a big
Right.
price tag.
Right. I'm thinking of scheduling because you're gonna get into Thanksgiving. And then I know and this is nothing, but come December, I'm pretty much gone. And so I would,
So the only thing that I see is if for whatever reason there's a fluke and there is something that does go, we would have to meet again in December.
right,
So that's the only thing that I'm concerned about, that it would inconvenience y'all to have two meetings.
right.
Again, you can pass the chair on to somebody else for that meeting night if
Absolutely.
you cannot.
Absolutely. Looking at the VP takeover, so. So I'm gonna ask if for a little consideration, if possible, if the board could meet, if you think, I mean, there's a bit of risk in there, but I think it's very minimal. That we could meet again in say the second week of November. To go and get this item addressed and get it approved. And that way he has plenty of time to get it to council.
So do you think like the 16th? That's a Wednesday? Because the first week starts on a Tuesday.
We have to look at availability of,
Of
let's see
this,
here.
yeah.
And then we also have to do notice too.
Right, so you select your dates, and it'd be great if you came up with like 2 or 3 dates that you've got that y'all are open to, and then I'll confirm it with City Hall and make sure that the chambers is not.
Okay. I have availability the week of the 14th of November. Matter of fact, that week's essentially open at this point in time.
Yeah. You're good?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good too.
Okay, so any day at this point in
Yeah.
time, depending on availability of the dais, for the week of the 14th and your availability
Okay,
of November.
all right, that'll work.
Okay, thank you, Chief. And you'll just send an email out as usual.
That is correct.
Okay. Anything else?
That is it.
Okay, wonderful. All right, agenda item number 6, board, oh, I'm sorry, before we move forward anyways, well, I guess we'll have the opportunity to set our next meeting at that meeting. That point in time too.
Yes,
of
sir.
February, so.
Yes, sir, I'll always put that on there, make sure that line item's on there.
Okay,
for that,
wonderful, wonderful. Okay, agenda item number 6 is any board member comments. Chance, we'll start with you.
Welcome the new board members. Scott and
Valerie?
Valerie.
Mhm.
I wanted to say Vicky, but
Okay, Rich,
So- Iterate that. Welcome, Scott. Welcome, Valerie.
awesome. Yes, and I would say the exact same thing. And so thank you all for being here. And appreciate you, putting yourselves out to serve. It's very good to try to, we get so much from this community. We all need to give back. And I think it's always good to be able to help our police because they do a lot for us. Okay, Valerie, any comments?
No, thank you. Thank you for the welcome. I do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to being a part of the board and learning from you all. I do have a question, more so just for my own knowledge. When is the budget created? Is that, I guess it's January through December, but then as far as like the following year.
That is correct. So they just passed this, the previous board just passed the last budget for 2023 in late August. That went before the general council in early September for approval, which was approved. So it's set for 2023. For all of 23, it'll still be January through December. We're fixing a change. That's another thing we need to look at in for 2024. We're changing our fiscal year from January through, I'm sorry, October through September. So for next year, when we start working for the 2024 budget, we're only going to be working with a 9-month budget for 2024. So we work January through September. If that makes any sense.
Yep, it does. Thank you. That's what I was just
Yeah.
curious as we were going
Question.
through it. Thank you. But like I said, I'm looking forward to learning from you all. Part of the reason I wanted to be involved was, like you mentioned, just giving back to the community and finding where I can help.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Scott, any comments?
No comments other than to say thank you for allowing me to participate.
Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.
And Chief, thanks for sharing that our budget did pass.
Yes, it did. It was passed, I think it was unanimous, if I'm not, and so, like I said, yeah, for 2023 or 2024, this next year, we'll start working that 2024 budget on a 9-month.
And so we're going to follow the federal.
That is correct. So October through September 30th.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay. Well, thank you. All right. Item number 7 is adjournment. The time is now 6:25. Don't look at me. Do I have a motion to adjourn? Okay, I have a motion from Rich, and do I have a second? We'll formalize it. Chance, thank you. Okay, and we're adjourned.